Well, well, well. Guess who's back? Well, I'm back. Shady's back. Or I'm back. Just when you thought you were rid of me. Just when you thought you were rid of me, I came back. And of course, I had to, the war, I had to explain it. I had to tell you why what you're listening to, the media, and all that is all bullshit, in case you haven't figured it out. It also took me some time. I had to try to understand, the what's going on and why it didn't make sense to me. And of course, when I figured it out, like anything that's really complicated, you can't understand. And once you figure it out, you're like, duh, you know, it's so simple. So I want to explain the war a little bit. I want to explain geopolitical situation, what the media tells us, or bullshits us, or lies to us, and what the politicians tell us. First, the war I'm talking about is obviously the war in Gaza. Um, what, but before we get into that, I want to give you an explanation of the Middle East. All right, like I said before, everything the politicians, the media tells us is bullshit. Okay, to understand the Middle East is really not that difficult. It's really not. The Middle East makes up approximately 5% of the Earth's population. Now, what percentage of American military exports go there? Well, lately it's been down a bit to about 41 or so, low 40s, but that's because of the Ukraine. Normally it's in the high 40s, nearly half. About half of American military exports go to this one region, which is tenfold what the compared to the population. And it's not just the United States; it's everybody. Everybody sells arms to the Middle East. Um, the Europeans, be it the British, the French, the Spaniards, the Germans, Russian, Chinese, they all sell weapons to the Middle East. So when you hear these people in the media or we don't know why there's no peace in the Middle East. Yeah, yeah, we do know why. It's because war is profitable. That's why, and that's why there can never be peace in the Middle East. Now, I'm going to tell you something else that you may not know, because everyone knows that the United States is supporting Israel, right? Wrong. No, no, no. Of the American military exports to the Middle East, what percentage goes to Israel? What percentage goes to the Arabs? 7% goes to Israel. 7%. 93% to the Arabs. The United States has changed sides. They'll never tell you that. No politicians would, because it's not, they can't say they're supporting these dictators over a democracy. And yes, Israel's a democracy. I know a lot of these liars, but remember, the people that you see, when I say media, don't think of it just as the what you see on TV. I'm talking about online too, and they even admit it today. I mean, they have a term. Uh, they started using a new term. It's called legacy media. Legacy media. What does that mean? I don't say legacy media. I say corporate media because that's what it is. It's the corporate media. They can't say that because most of them are corporations too, right? And most of them have tie-ins like useful idiots. I mean, they go out on Substack, I think, which they have a defense platform, So even they who pretend, oh, we're just useful idiots, we don't know what we're talking about. No, no, no. They're puppets of the military industrial complex. Everybody that you see, the only people you can trust are the people like me who have like two viewers, That's about it. We haven't been hijacked because what's the point? They're not going to do it, and we'll never have more because we're telling the truth, something they never will. They'll always tell you the corporate agenda, the military industrial complex agenda. And what it is to sell arms. And most of the arms they sell goes to to Gulf state Arabs, also to Egypt. Egypt is the third largest arms importer in the world. Egypt, one of the poorest countries, a country that needs, schools and hospitals, infrastructure. No, no, they don't need tanks and planes. But that's what happens. I mean, in 2013, you had a coup d'etat in Egypt. You can say, well, it's the Muslim Brotherhood. They were elected, And Sisi, the general, overthrew them. And when he did, corporate puppet on a string, Barack Obama said nothing. As vice president, corporate puppet on a string, Joe Biden said nothing. So if they're publicly saying nothing, then privately they were supporting the coup. And you see why. Since the coup, I think military imports by Egypt have tripled or quadrupled, right? We're at the third. Imagine Egypt being the third largest arms importer. And they're at peace with Israel? Yeah, okay. And that's what this is all about. Now you say, well, this is about Israel and the Palestinians. Well, there's no such thing as a Palestinian. They're Arabs. The idea is to demonize Israel, and now you can sell to countries like Saudi Arabia. Trump signed a deal with Saudi Arabia for nearly $500 billion, right? Now, if this was the 70s, people said, well, doesn't that threaten Israel? Yeah, it does. It does. But because they demonize Israel, then it's okay to threaten Israel. It's not a big deal because Israel's evil. And that's why they're always demonizing them. And that's the problem. And that's why, you say they're not demonized. Yeah, they are. They are. I mean, give you an example where all this focus on Gaza and Israel's killing babies, right? Well, Hamas are the ones using human shields, and they've done it since they took power. And even before Hamas, the PLO used to use human shield. They used to put their bases when they were in Lebanon. They put their military bases in the middle of refugee camps. Why? To use human shields. And as long as people criticize Israel, then they'll keep doing it because it's working. If people criticize Hamas for using human shield, that would discourage them. Instead, all these people with their crocodile tears, oh, babies. Yeah, half the people are children there. No, they're not. No, they're not. We don't know what this is. We have no idea what's going on inside Gaza. We have none. And anyone who tells you that, they're just bullshitting you. Even the combatants don't know. It's the fog of war. So to say how many babies died and Gaza Health Ministry, I mean, I'm glad that Israel's finally fighting back. And they're forcing them to say Gaza Health Ministry is Hamas control. But then I saw yesterday they were saying, "Oh, it came from Ramallah. That's not Hamas control." Well, where does Ramallah know? How does Ramallah know how many people are being killed in Gaza? Their argument makes no sense, but it doesn't need to. It doesn't need to. They just need to demonize Israel. And let's be honest now. Why? Is this the biggest thing going on in the world today? No, it's not. The last 3 years in the Ethiopian civil war, there's anywhere from 600 to 800,000 killed, right? You don't hear a peep about it. Black Lives Matter doesn't care. That parasite, Cornel West, talks about the Palestinians every time he's on TV, even no matter what the subject is. Palestine, couldn't care less about Ethiopia. I guess Black lives don't matter to him. Now, why aren't they talking about Ethiopia when there's a war there? Because the Ethiopians can't afford the high-tech weapons the Saudis can. I'm sure if there was oil there or something, then they'd make a deal with them. But no, that's why. It doesn't mean people can't get killed. People get killed with lower-tech weapons. So yeah, that's all this is about. And like I said. No one's saying anything about Ethiopia. All the focus is on Gaza because it's nonsense, and that's about it. That's the truth behind this. Everything else, that's the elephant in the room. You want to talk about the mouse in the room? Go ahead. Doesn't matter. This is the elephant in the room, and this is why there'll never be peace in the Middle East because they're never going to stop selling weapons. They have their gravy train there, and they're not going to stop it. That's it. I don't know what else I want to talk to. I know it's been so long and I don't have much to talk about, but this is it. And I just don't know. I don't have a solution. Hopefully, and people say, "Oh, you're a leftist." No. First and foremost, leftists can think for themselves. All right, I don't because the left is anti-Israel. No, it's not. Okay, the problem is that the right has all the media and we don't know. We have to get our information from the enemy because that's who they are. They're all controlled by billionaires. Whether you're watching, Fox News or MSNBC, doesn't matter. They're all billionaire controlled, and they're going to present the world the way they want it to be presented, and they'll always make us look bad. Wokeness. I'm not woke. We left people on left believe in tolerance doesn't mean we believe that transvestites should rape your children, but they're going to present it that way because they can do it. All right, they'll always demonize us and always make themselves out like the heroes, and that's the only weapon we have if we ever don't use it is their fear of us. That's the only weapon we have. Think of it as an elephant and a trainer. The elephant could snatch the trainer and kill him in any second. The elephant doesn't know this, right? But it doesn't mean the trainer's not afraid, all right? That's our weapon. Their fear of us is our only weapon. But unfortunately, we're too divided. It's too easy for them to divide us. It's, divide and conquer. That's what's happening, whether you're talking about race or gender, religion. They're always trying to divide us. And I hope people realize that and realize that they're the ones. The division should be based on, the billionaires and the rest of us. And they'll always lose that, and they know it, so they're going to talk about other things. That's it. That's what I came back for. I hope you like this video. I'll try to make some more. And that's it. Thank you for watching. And Trotsky is out.